not do with the breakfast table. We are never dramatic about the 32 quarterbacks around the league. Not Good Morning Football, no. So let's play a game that we are calling QB or not QB. That is the question. Bring the drama, gents and lady. I'm going to present a topic. You will have to pick one of the quarterbacks from around the league, any one of them, and answer as that player or make the case for them as the answer. All right. When asked about Derek Carr's performance, y'all, over the years, Raiders head coach Jon Gruden said he's very underestimated. So I'd like you to virtually grab the head of the quarterback who's being overlooked, Schrags, heading into 2021. Who's not getting love?
Okay, first of all, I would say that Derek Carr has had many years and put up big stats, and I think a lot of people do rate him fine. They're just waiting for the Raiders to make the playoffs. I'll go to a quarterback who has the stats, also has an MVP award, and goes to the playoffs in many of his seasons. I'm going to go with this guy. I'm going to lean over, and I'm going to point to him. I'm going to go this side and I'm going to point to him. I'm going to say Matt Ryan.
There we go.
I feel like Matt Ryan, everyone assumed that they were just going to draft a quarterback 4th overall, or that they got Kyle Pitts, they got Julio Jones, they got Gage, they got Ridley, and they've got a new offensive mind in Arthur Smith, who is Matt Ryan's first offensive head coach of his career. So he's got this guy who's now an architect of a great offense. Matt Ryan's 36 years old. He's not 45 years old. He's not at the end of it. Matt Ryan's still got good football left. I'm going to go Matt Ryan. And I think the Falcons offense, year one, can be really good. So Matt Ryan, I'm looking at you, my man. MVP season? Let's see what we can do. Maybe we can run it back.
All right, since I don't know where we're necessarily going to look, let me see if it just magically appears out of thin air. There he is, Ryan Tannehill. You know, we were just talking about Carson Wentz going to Indianapolis and the spotlight not being as bright there. Well, I don't feel like the spotlight ever shines in Tennessee, even though this is a team that's been going to the postseason, especially when you've got a guy like, Ryan Tannehill. When you look at his, since he got the start in 2019, he is 18-8, I believe, 66 touchdowns, highest passer rating in the league during that span, and just 12 interceptions. Oh, and not to mention that when they want some of those big plays off the play action, well, we've got a guy like Derrick Henry. A.J. Brown emerged as a big wide receiver for him last season, and then they're getting Taylor Lewan back in the offensive line. I think we don't talk enough about Ryan Tannehill.
We definitely do not talk enough about Saving Private Ryan. Look, we're 30 minutes into the show and every segment has been about quarterbacks. So yeah, let's keep it rolling. All right. Look, who's been underestimated? I just went on a quantum leap tirade a couple of minutes ago, so I'm going to stick with that theme. Give me Carson Wentz. Give me Carson Wentz right over here. All right. Look at Carson Wentz right now. I know this is not Prince Harry. All right. That is Carson Wentz. A couple of years ago, people were talking about him as having an MVP-like season, right? Then he tore his ACL against the Rams, and things have spiraled downhill, right? Or have they? I know last year was a complete mess. Offensively, they're totally different. But I kind of go back to 2 years ago, and you guys will remember this. The Eagles somehow, some way, found a way to win the division. And all Carson Wentz did was throw for 27 touchdowns and 4,000 yards. And you know who he did it with? He did it with Zach Ertz, his leading receiver, his tight end, Dallas Goedert, his backup tight end, and Miles Sanders. Those were his 3 leading receivers. He didn't have a receiver on the team over 500 yards. And so Carson Wentz willed his team to the division. I think when you look at him with the Colts, absolutely, they got a steal when you think about what they gave the Eagles to get him. And I don't think we're going to be underestimating him once we get to week 8 of the season.
No, I'm drinking all the horseradish cocktail sauce on that one. I am eating it up. I love Indianapolis and those Colts, and I think Carson Wentz is going to have a great year. Jane's smiling. All right, at GMFB, with your thoughts, your tweets, your questions. It's the offseason and we're celebrating random stars' birthdays. Happy birthday, Tina Fey, who turns 51 years young today. Aside from being the creator of 30 Rock and, creating Mean Girls, Jane, best movie ever, Fey had an incredible run on SNL. She was a writer, a performer, and one of the hosts of Weekend Update. I would like you to tell me the quarterback who would make the best Weekend Update anchor. Schrags, tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Who would come in there with personality, be themselves, have commentary on things going on in the world? can I get this guy? Can I get this guy right here? Can we get Cam at the table? All right, I want to hear. And I
thought that was Coolio.
And like, nope, that is Cam Newton, and I would want him with the cigar as he used to do in those videos, and have the glass of wine. And I just want Cam just opining. I want his thoughts. I want everything. I want to know what he thinks about the world I want to know what he thinks about the Chrissy Teigen situation. I want to know what he thinks about, I don't know, New York City reopening. I want to know what he thinks about Mayor de Blasio and how he eats his pizza. I want Cam Newton to be the Weekend Update, and I feel like his outfits will get all the glory. I like Cam's words. I think what he says, and Cam Newton hosting Weekend Update with Colin Jost or with Michael Che or just going solo. I don't care. Give me Cam. I'm in.
And I just need to see him as he exits kind of lean back and float off the set, like he did on the bench this year. I would enjoy that. This was probably one of the easiest ones when they come to us with topics and have our picks. Mine is Gardner Minshew. Now, I don't know where he's going to be next year, so he'll be available. But he is a skit show to me. And in fact, I'd love to see him and Justin Timberlake and Adam Sandberg up there recreate Mother Lover. Because I got to tell you, when I went and saw him, it was, we were doing Thursday Night Football. It was the first time I'd actually seen this kid in person. He's got sliders on, and he's got wind shorts, and he's got a crop top, and he's got the mullet flowing. And I just imagine there being like a red Camaro in the parking lot. And I'm getting too descriptive here. He is, to me, amazing. I loved the whole bit with the RV last year. I just think that he could really pivot into sketch comedy, and I'd love to have him on the SNL Weekend Update desk.
Wow, Jane dropping RVs and restrictor plates on the Red Dragon out there with the red IROC. Look, I think this Weekend Update role is, it's a skill. You've got to be able to read some sarcastic news aspects with a little bit of a smirk. Does anybody have a better smirk than Aaron Rodgers? I know we've been talking so much about him hosting Jeopardy, and now he's flirting with the fact of I might retire. So yeah, he might have time to do both. But when Aaron Rodgers, to your point, Shregs, about what's going on in the world, Aaron Rodgers has some very interesting takes. You guys had him on the show a few weeks ago, and he's very aware. I think he would have great delivery. And certainly he's got a great sense of humor. So I would love to see him throwing the pencil at the end of it. That's news to me.
See, I'm more with Sean O'Hara on this. I feel like it has to be somebody that can read straight to camera, keep his cool. I don't need bits out of him necessarily, or her. But since all the guys are quarterbacks in the league, they're all men. So I'm going to go with Ryan Fitzpatrick. It's the first name that came to mind.
Nice.
Starting quarterback of the Washington football team. I just feel like he's always going to bring it. It's always going to be strong. He's fun to look at. And we know he can stay in character. When he put on Deshaun Jackson's clothes and he hit that podium last year, whenever it was,
nice.
Dripping.
He maintained and
that was Conor
stayed in
McGregor.
Character. But from start to finish, he did not break character a single time. He was like, what's weird about this? So I just think he would do pretty well. Shregs, I know you have thoughts on the Weekend Update anchor position. That was in our email thread. I'm sure you don't want to share that now, do you?
No, I think it's one of the most coveted roles in comedy, and I believe that the history of Dennis Miller, Norm Macdonald, Chevy Chase, right down to Colin Quinn and Kevin Nealon, and then Tina and Jimmy and Amy Poehler, it's a really important position in society. And hey, if a young comedian is up and coming, that's a big perch for them. Better be funny. Better bring it.
Tina and Jimmy, so casual. Shregs are the best. All right, our connoisseur. I know we have trivia coming up Saturday Night Live.